We are in Salem at the state capitol, dedicated October 1st, 1938. It's 4 stories. It's modern Greek architecture, completed at a cost of $2.5 million. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Ken Ackerman. With an evenly divided House, our next guest has been elected co-speaker. What exactly does that mean? Well, please welcome Arnie Roblan. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Now, an evenly divided House is unprecedented. A co-speaker is also something that's new, never been done before. Tell me about the process.
Yeah, never been done in Oregon. You know, on election night, we started realizing, wow, there could be a split in the House, and it has not happened before. Our Senate was split a number of years ago, and they came up with a model. As soon as it happened, both parties started trying to find answers to what does this mean. And Washington had a split House. They had done a co-speaker arrangement in Washington. There's a group called NCSL. We went and asked them to give us some answers to this, both of us, so we could start having a conversation. We began that conversation. We picked 2 teams from each of the caucuses to start kind of hammering out what does it mean to be co-governance. And the first thing that came out of that conversation was we believed that the best way to share power in this arrangement was to have co-speakers.
How have you been getting along with co-speaker Hannah?
I would say it's been exceptionally good relationship. And it started because we did have these very tough negotiations about how we were going to run this, the House, and how the rules were going to be worked out, and how this arrangement was going to work. And through those 2 months, from November to December to January, before that first day, we got to know each other, and we started developing this both a feeling of trust and a recognition that we really actually, I think, like each other. And all of a sudden, I think, as those relationships and the hard questions happened and the little stop and goes that negotiations always happen, we started to say, you know, we have to trust each other. If we really expect this to work, and we have a commitment that we're going to do this because Oregonians put us in this position, then we have to trust each other. We have to find out if we can trust each other, and then we have to move forward. And those negotiations, I think, led to a real understanding that every time a commitment was made by either one of us, we held that commitment. We went back and did the things we came. If it didn't work out, we came back and explained why. We answered questions of each other at a fairly deep level that we would usually you don't do with the opposite party, about why we needed this or why they needed that, and we kept those things to ourselves. As we went back and worked with other people, we started to trust that we could make this work.
You were a principal at Marshfield High School.
I was.
Trivia question for you. See if you remember. There was a member of the legislature that was sent to your office for bad behavior a couple of times. Do you know who that is?
He must have been perfect. I don't know what the problem would have been. That would have been Brian Clem.
Brian Clem.
Yep.
Yes, he said he's sorry and wanted me to relay that.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Brian's mom actually worked at the school too, so she was really always interested when he came to the office too.
Well, the governor set out his proposed budget and unveiled it February 1st. What concerns you, if anything, about the budget?
Well, I mean, I was pleased with the governor giving us a realistic budget to work with. From my perspective, I have concerns with everything. I mean, we are short the resources necessary to provide the services we've provided in the past, and that means that we're going to have real conversations. And in a 30-30 House, it means we have to have real conversations with everybody. There's 60 of us here. We are going to have to decide point by point on that budget. The governor gave us a budget that said, I expect this is the money we have, here's how I would spend it. Now the conversation is how do we want to take that money and spend it?
Well, I have a question to ask, but we have very little time, so
Sure.
if I can get a succinct answer.
Absolutely.
Passed a bill last session that sunsets tax credits.
Yes.
Will that change?
That's a great bill, and the reason that I say that is that tax credits, everybody has an idea of, you know, this person gets a tax credit, a business gets one to make sure that we hire more people, or that we want to have energy efficiency. All of those things are what tax credits are. The problem is when you spend it for tax credits, you don't have it for education, public safety, and those others. And so with this new bill, what's happening is all of the tax credits we have sunset. That means they go away unless we look at them and just deem that they are really important and put them forward. So what we have now is a new committee. We haven't had that before, where we're going to look at every one of those and we're going to ask the real questions. Did it do what it said? We did it because we were going to get jobs. Did it provide those jobs? We haven't done those reviews in the past. We're going to do those in the future.
Co-Speaker Roblan, thanks for being with us on Comcast Newsmakers. Thank you for being here as well. Make it a great day.